Hey Grace 242, Pastor Bill here. I have what I'm sure will come to many of you as a really frustrating announcement to make, and that is that the elders and I have made the decision to delay the transition to our reopening of our house churches. As many of you know, we had hoped to meet this Sunday in this varied format where some of us would remain in virtual house churches, but others of us would actually be in person in someone's home, getting to see real people in the flesh again. And we as elders have made the decision to delay that transition to the next phase of reopening. As many of you know, since we've put these plans in place, there has been a positive COVID case in our congregation, and as we as elders began to do contact tracing, it quickly became this tangled web of potential contact with one another with people from our congregation, and so we've made the decision to delay that transition to the next format. And coming this Sunday, we will meet in our typical format of everyone in their virtual house churches as they've known it. And I know this is a big letdown to many of you. I know how many of you are just eager to see one another in person again. I'm eager to see you all in person again. I mean, my job as a pastor is people. My work is people, and I've been having to figure out how to be with people without being with them in all this. It is life-sucking. It's draining to be apart from you all. And so we know how big of a letdown this is. At the same time, as a leadership body, we wanted to do the responsible thing, and it buys us more time as a leadership body to put some more plans in place for when someone is diagnosed. What do we do? What happens? Know that we as an elder body want to get to a place where we can put people in contact with one another again. But we just felt that now was not the right time, and we needed to put a delay on that. Now, at the same time that we've delayed this, we've made the commitment as an elder body to reassess our situation as a congregation every 2 weeks. And so know that we're going to be keeping our eye on the situation, monitoring, and want to put people in contact with one another again as soon as possible. Lastly, I know those of you that want to get this thing reopened up, and I'm one of those as well. I know you'll be saying, hey, listen, it's never going to be safe again, and why are we so cautious? We have the answer to death in Jesus. And you're right. We have the answer to death in Jesus, and we want to celebrate that. If it's anyone who doesn't need to be afraid of this thing, it's us as Christians. And you're also right that this COVID thing is just a part of our lives now. It will never be, quote-unquote, safe for us to meet again because COVID is just here, and it's here to stay. And so know that that is a dynamic that we are taking into account as we reassess. We know that this is not something that we can sustain for the long haul. We know that this being in virtual house churches is a temporary thing, and we want to put you in person again as soon as possible. Thank you for your long suffering in all this. Thank you for your trust in the Grace 242 leadership. Thank you for bearing with us. The Bible talks a lot about long-suffering with one another, bearing with one another. Our name at Grace 242 is grace. And so we appreciate your grace in all this, especially as everyone comes to this reopening question with different preconceived notions, different situations, different ideas of what should be done. Thank you so much for your willingness to kind of bear with one another. Thank you for trusting us. Thank you for your continued putting up with us. Thank you for your grace. I really look forward to when I get to see you all again. I miss you all so much. I hope I get to see you all again soon.